It's very difficult to wrap your brain around this until you have kids, but if you can wrap your brain around this and you can start thinking about this now, you'll be better off. And you mean to tell me that the most optimal thing to do is to send a kid away for the vast majority of their waking hours?
Ruslan.
If curriculum becomes corrupt and teachers think that aren't of good intentions and true, then what's the use? Earn enough money so you can homeschool your kids? That's what we do. I'm in Southern California. You don't think the curriculum is corrupt here? Guess who raises my kids? Me and my wife. Guess who doesn't educate my kids? De-indoctrination camps. Public schools. I don't know. You don't like the public schools? Cool. Figure out a different pathway. I don't like the curriculum at the public schools. And by the way, my kids outperform kids in public schools on all the measurements. Yeah. So, and we used to laugh at homeschool kids back in the day. Now, like, homeschool kids are head and shoulders above everybody else. How much is it to homeschool in California? What do you mean, how much is it to homeschool? You just need to earn enough for your one of the spouses to stay home. In my case, my wife stays home. She works like a little bit part-time for us and for our church, but yeah, just got to earn enough that one person can stay home. What are your thoughts on homeschooling? I love homeschooling. I think homeschooling is awesome. I think homeschooling is great. I think I didn't understand this until I had kids. It's very difficult to wrap your brain around this until you have kids, but if you can wrap your brain around this and you can start thinking about this now, you'll be better off. It's very difficult to understand until you experience it, what it's like to help create a person, which by the way, the fact that we recreate people through intimacy, through sex, is kind of a trippy idea. Like, if you just remove from it, like, everyone who's here now is here because someone decided to be sexually intimate. That's kind of a trip if you think about it. So, in all my kids, I remember the day, I remember the time, I remember what show I was coming home from. I was traveling with Levi, coming home from Philly, doing a show, and got home, and it went down, and I remember the night. I remember the night with Zoe. Like, that's kind of a trip. Now, think about this. You see this kid grow in your spouse's belly, which is a miracle in itself. Then you see the baby come into this world, fragile, gentle, completely susceptible to outside influences that you got to care for, protect, love, right? Just think through this. And then you see this little person become more and more of a little person. It's not a baby anymore that just poops and pees and cries. So seeing this little person start to walk around and start to say things. My daughter's 2. She's starting to walk around. She's starting to say things. She came up to me and she handed me this pink shark that I won for her. We went to Castle Park in Riverside, and I won her this pink shark playing all these games at the arcade, and she just wanted me to sing the Baby Shark song. So I went, Daddy Shark, do. And she literally stood there and danced and made me keep doing everyone's name in the house for like 10 minutes, like nonstop. Mommy Shark, Brother Shark, Grandma Shark, right? Do the shark thing. And she's dancing and she's developing and her personality is showing, and she's a comedian. She's funny. She does things to make us laugh. You're seeing all this, right? And then they get a little older and they get like 4 or 5. And the idea of sending them away for the vast majority of their waking hours so they can be raised, taught, loved, and conditioned by another adult who just remove that we all went to public school and all this stuff is normal and this is just how it is. Just remove that for a minute and just think about that for a second. Hey, you may not know I make music, but I have a brand new song that just came out. Here's a quick preview.
In a moment, I gotta overcompensate by building tabernacles while the world is rubbernecking. Eve wanted an Adam's apple. Whoa there. Why you wanna go there? Time to shut the door, cause we letting out all the cold air.
Yo, Double R back, baby. It's not for Rolls Royce, it's for Rap Ruslan. Let's get it.
So hit the link in the description or go to RuslanToTheMoon.com to stream now. I'll see you over there.
Why you wanna go there?
You get married. You're intimate with your spouse. 9 months later, there's a little baby here. This baby is delicate. It's small. It's fragile. And then the baby grows into a little toddler, and they got a personality, and they're showing things. And then they start growing older and older. And then before you know it, they're 4 or 5 years old. They can learn things. They can learn to add. They can learn to add. And you mean to tell me that the most optimal thing to do is to send a kid away for the vast majority of their waking hours so someone else can raise them. Do you guys, I know we're indoctrinated in it. Sorry, I'm getting hot. Let me turn the air on. Do you guys understand how insane that sounds? Do you guys understand that a couple hundred years ago, kids were on the farm with their parents building something together? Guys, that's insane. Now, some of you guys can afford to go live in great school districts and private schools and whatever. That's all great. I'm just saying, for me and my household, that sounds like insanity. I'm not having children to pay somebody else to raise them. I'm not paying daycare, and I'm definitely not trusting them with the government. I mean, yeah, Yolanda, we all turned out okay, but I want my kids to turn out better than me. Isn't that what we all want, ultimately? Our kids, and maybe you're at the age where you're going to have grandkids soon. Somebody said they were extremely failed by private schools. And granted, maybe some of you guys got really bizarre, weirdo parents, and you would have been worse if you would have got homeschooled. That ain't my testimony. Hey, you want to see something crazy? 67% of the people who watch this channel are not subscribed. Do me a quick favor, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you stay up to date on all the videos here on the Blessed God Studios channel. And yeah, and the same thing with nursing homes. Totally. We do the same thing to our elderly. So all I'm saying is, you don't know these things, and oftentimes until it's too late. You don't know these things until you've built your life in a way where now you have to be dependent on a public school system. You got to be dependent on daycare because you didn't really think about, oh, shoot, 56% of women who work would have preferred not to work had they been given an opportunity not to work and be home with their kids. You don't really think about that until it's too late. Men, you better figure this stuff out now. You better figure this stuff out now before it's too late. Because you don't want to be in a spot where you got a wife and kids and then, Now, listen, I get it. We have different challenges. We have different, He said, school now is different from back then too. Not all public schools are actively trying to indoctrinate children. And true. And some of you guys are in better school districts and all that kind of stuff. I just know the stuff around here is goofy. That's all I'm saying. The stuff around here is goofy. The kids that they're exposed to are goofy. The fact that a lot of these kids got on their phone, goofy. All this stuff is goofy. And so I would like to curate the experience my child has as much as possible, which, by the way, includes a degree of adversity in doing hard things and being challenged. Anyway, that's my rant about that, guys. Hey, this clip is from our daily after party stream. If you enjoyed it, consider signing up for our Patreon community for only $5 a month, where you get access to the replays of our daily after party streams, as well as the uncut extended versions of our podcast, Discord access that's private, and a discount code for our merch store, only $5 a month. And ultimately, it's the best way to help us contextualize the gospel of Jesus using media, podcasting, and of course, YouTube. The link for that is in the description or in the pinned comment. The perks are amazing. You should get on there. It's only $5 a month. I'll see you over there, all right? Peace.